Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of the Invisible Gamecast, brought to you by Invisible Gamer. My name's Gabe Gurwin, and something's bound to go wrong, although we're off to a better start because Tristan's actually on the show this week. Fuck Google, by the way.
Yeah, Google sucks. Yep. I have this mic because it's not working, so it's up close to my mouth.
Yeah, so you're just going to have to deal with that. And we're going to figure out why that's happening, hopefully, but he's using Firefox, as he should. And, yeah, so we have a bit of stuff to talk about this week, about video games and meme photos and using CSS on WordPress, if you really care about it, which is what our first story, if you click down there, I worked on that for like 2 hours trying to get the that Watt lady picture to line up.
Oh.
So, anyway, so first thing, I just thought this was kind of funny. So Ninja Theory, great action developer, did Heavenly Sword, did Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Recently, last year they did DMC Devil May Cry, which is one of my favorite games from last year. Apparently, they also helped design some of the characters in Disney Infinity 2.0.
Cool. Maybe there's some really hot QuickTime events.
Yeah.
In there.
So the characters they designed are Loki, Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy, the Green Goblin, and Princess Jasmine from Aladdin. And I don't understand why they chose those characters in particular. This is like a Marvel-focused Disney Infinity, if you weren't aware.
I haven't read the story. Sorry, Gabe, but did they design just the look, or did like their combat and animation and all that kind of like down to that level?
I don't know. I think it was mostly character design.
Oh, so that's kind of weird that they outsourced like 4 characters to.
Yeah.
Theory.
I think they might. I mean, I think they had more of a hand in it than just the characters, but that's the part that I saw.
Publicized.
Yeah. And they have their irons in quite a few fires right now.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're making that Disney money, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. So hopefully it sells well, because I think Disney Infinity did pretty well, but I'm not sure it did as well as they expected it to.
It definitely did well enough to get a whole other game or expansion or whatever this is.
Like a reboot, sort of.
Yeah, Disney Infinity 2.0.
Yeah, it's weird how they're wording it. It's like
it's not like a separate game, right? It's just sort of like a free update, right?
No, I think you have to pay for the update, but it's just like, I think of it like almost as a relaunch.
Yeah.
Or an expansion is what I was thinking. I just thought that you'd buy the characters and it'd unlock a new area or something.
Sort of. I didn't play Disney Infinity 1. I just know it's going to be free now, I guess, on Wii.
Yeah, we talked about that on the show.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting how they do that, trying to bring people in. It's what World of Warcraft does a little bit with like making up to level 20 free or whatever. Fuck my cord. I'm putting that on the table.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. So I was just very confused by this because they are doing quite a few projects right now, stuff that I'm sure they have stuff not announced. They made what was that game called? Fight Back, a mobile fighting game. No, Fight Back. It's a mobile fighting game that it didn't get good reviews, and people said it was totally pay to win. A little bit. Yeah, and then they're working on what is it called? Hellblade? It's not Hellraid. Bloodborne. Hellblood.
Hellblade.
Which one of those was it? Hellblade? Okay. So yeah, that apparently they've only been working on for about 4 months. And I'm just still crossing my fingers that they make a second DMC because I love that game so much.
Yeah. How did that sell?
Terribly.
Yeah. Didn't it come out in like January or something?
Yeah, it came out last January. It was the first big game of 2013, and it sold like 1.2 million by the end of the year, I think.
That's a shame.
Oh well.
Yeah.
But Dante's hair is different, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I know, it's brown. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's actually interesting.
Yeah.
God, I hate the world. So, in other Capcom news, and these stories actually relate a little bit. We'll talk about this. So, Resident Evil Revelations 2 got officially announced by Capcom earlier in the week. I think Brett Elston made the announcement. Now, Resident Evil Revelations was the only good Resident Evil game to come out of 2012. There were 3 of them that year.
Wow, there were 3?
Yes. So it was Resident Evil Revelations first, and around that same time.
City.
Yeah, Operation Raccoon City, which was horrible, and then 6, which was horrible. But Revelations was great. And this,
What is that game? Is that the one where you can move and shoot if you had the Circle Pad Pro?
yes.
Or whatever? Yeah. Okay, I know
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
yeah, it's set on a cruise ship, and it's actually, well, it's not a scary game, but it tries
Yeah.
to be a scary game, which
Well, I
is,
mean, it's on a
yeah.
3DS, or at least it was. So
Yeah, I mean they moved it, but even then, like it wasn't too scary, but it was fun. It was really well designed. It made good use of like backtracking and stuff to make the space feel bigger, and the pacing was really good.
Mhm.
Like the way that they tied the events in with flashbacks and stuff was also really good. So,
Mhm.
but anyway, so the sequel got announced, and they show a live action trailer, which shows like a dinner party and some people running, and it didn't look anything like it could be on a cruise ship, which makes me wonder what makes this a sequel to that game
Well,
besides
it doesn't have to be. I mean,
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 wasn't in that mansion.
Well, yeah, but this is specifically the sequel to that game.
Revelations, right? But I think it might just be more of a. I don't know. Is that all they showed?
Yeah, it's just this live action teaser. What I'm thinking is just the spirit of the game being more about survival horror and less
Right.
about
It's
action.
more of like it's like a set in between two games type thing. I think that's what the
Maybe.
Revelations thing is, that it's like kind of reveals some more plot points between games. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
that's
I
kind of like
guess.
what they're going with that.
I'd hope so, because if it was just about the horror stuff, then that would mean that they're still going in a fucking stupid direction with the next
like
Resident Evil game.
super
Yeah.
uber action game direction.
Or I mean, but the thing is, Resident Evil 5 is that game you just mentioned, and that game was not too bad. I actually liked that game.
It was
wasn't-
not too bad.
People just got upset with it because it wasn't Resident Evil, I guess.
Exactly. But Resident Evil 6, you see, they wanted to attract the new fans, the people who bought that game. They wanted to attract people who I don't even fucking know for the Jake stuff, and then they wanted to sort of attract old fans with the Leon stuff, but none of it was
What?
good.
Didn't
Remember
that
how
game
that
have a
game-
cover system?
It had it had zombies shooting at you too.
Oh,
Remember how
yeah.
that game
that's
had
so-
the cover for that game had controversy because it looked like a giraffe or something.
Yeah, it looked like a giraffe
Wow.
getting a blowjob.
Right.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Remember
Yeah,
how that
well-
was important for a while?
Yep. I think Resident Evil 5 was poorly received because it was the sequel to Resident Evil 4.
Right. Like that's hard to follow.
And
Yeah.
it was long in the making. That game came out 4 years after.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4, like I feel strikes the perfect balance between like an action game and a survival horror game. Like it really blends those two things, and yeah, they definitely made it. They fucked that up
Yeah.
right quick.
You guys want to know something? The only
What?
Resident Evil game I've played is the remake for GameCube, the first one.
Oh really?
I think I've only played. I only own 2. I own not Resident Evil 2. I own Revelations on 3DS, and I own 5. And I've played some of 4. The Japanese version actually.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Because I had a Japanese kid on my floor freshman year, and so he had it. So
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Biohazard 4.
yeah, so he was sitting next to me, telling me what all the stuff said.
Yeah, yeah, my version of because I actually have 3 different copies of Resident Evil 4, and I've never
Wow.
beaten that game. I have it for the GameCube, the Wii, and the PC. I still haven't beaten it, but I've played like
Wow.
most of it.
Yeah, I never beat the first Resident Evil. I've never beaten a Resident Evil game.
They're hard.
I beat the ones I have. Yeah, I just beat Revelations over the summer finally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 5 I beat like pretty soon after I got it. That was interesting too, 'cause I've heard other people say this, but I ran out of ammo on the last fight in that game, and so it took me 30 minutes of hitting the boss with a knife.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Wesker?
Yeah, well, I didn't say it because I didn't want to spoil it.
It's Resident
No,
Evil 5.
He's always around.
If you
Um,
have not seen Wesker throwing like gigantic like lava boulders at you, then I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, anyway,
I-
but then I went back in with an unlimited ammo for an M3 shotgun, and I killed him in 2 minutes.
I'm probably just gonna wait until the Resident Evil remake that's coming to try to get back into that. Because
When is it going to stop?
the GameCube one is great. Like it looks great even by today's standards, I think. Obviously
It doesn't
it's-
hold up as well. Like,
No, I know, but
it held
like
up- I thought it was mind-blowing when it first came out.
no,
but-
yeah, I mean I'm still impressed by it now, so I can only imagine that it was pretty amazing at the time. I
Mhm.
think that the GameCube was the best looking system of that generation, but that's
Wasn't it actually the most powerful of the?
No, the Xbox was, but GameCube was not very far behind, and then
But
PS2
graphically,
significantly.
it was kind of really like it was weird for Nintendo to be that kind of savvy.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
know there's a lot of there's a selection of games that are like the GameCube like version is considered better. Like Killer
Right.
7 like runs like way better on GameCube. than
Yeah, I mean, when you're
PS2.
comparing GameCube to PS2, it's
Yeah, it's pretty. There's a big.
PS2 was a very underpowered system. It just had such good third-party support.
Yeah,
And it was the same sort of thing with 360. Like the next gen, if you come out first, people are going to support you early.
yeah, no doubt.
But
except
the
for
thing I want to get
Dreamcast,
to about Revelations 2 is the
Right.
site that leaked this. Oh, what were you saying?
I just said right. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. So with Revelations 2, there's a French retailer that had leaked information about this game possibly being announced. The same retailer leaked Black Flag before it came out. Not the shitty new Greg Ginn album. I mean the game. And and they also, but in the same leak was DMC Ultimate Edition for PS4 and Xbox One.
So they're
Oh.
pretty consistently terrible at keeping secrets.
I didn't know that that's coming out. They're
It hasn't been announced. But that's the thing. Everything else that they leaked has been.
Has been, yeah,
Damn.
right.
So
Huh.
you know,
I'm guessing, yeah. That I don't know.
they showed box art for it though, and the box art looked like shit. So
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't rule it out because I mean there are some.
I mean, this was
Capcom
like
is
so,
the
it's
one
like my MS Paint almost.
Oh, okay.
It was
Well, I was gonna say
horrible.
Capcom was the one with the giraffe blowjob cover.
Yeah, I mean, but that was a good thing. That was cool. So
No, I don't think it really looks like that. You're really stretching for it. But anyways,
So next thing we're going to talk about is what the fuck's up with Dynasty Warriors doing this? So Dragon.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Who wrote the story, Gabe?
You did, Tristan.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm looking at Gohan here because Akira Toriyama did
Right.
all the character designs.
I wanna cosplay as Gohan at some point in my life. I think.
I want to cosplay as Akira Toriyama.
I would love that.
I don't even know what he looks like.
No one does. Everything he writes, he's a shadowy man. No, he has like a bot. He's like a Tory bot thing that pops up in backgrounds of things where it's like him, his body that he like cartoon does, and then he has like a robot face. So that's what he looks like in real life. Anyways.
Okay.
So yeah, the Dragon Quest is getting Dynasty Warriorized.
Yeah.
So Dragon Quest Heroes was announced at the pre-TGS Sony show, and basically it was just kind of a CG trailer of Dragon Quest characters fighting huge hordes of enemies.
All your favorite Dragon Quest characters, like
The guy with the brown hair.
Right. So obviously the comparison is that Hyrule Warriors is it's being developed by the same Team Omega at Bandai Namco or Namco Bandai or whatever. So like
Omega Force, it says on the article, Tristan.
oh, that's what it is. It's called Omega Force. Never mind. It's not Team Omega. Whatever.
That's gotcha journalism for Gotcha Force, which is another video game.
Right. Hyrule Warriors can rely on its Zelda stuff, but I mean Dragon Quest is huge in Japan, and
I'm looking at this picture that you have here,
what?
and the dude in the back left, his eyes are crossed.
I don't know. I wonder if that's intentional. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird that they're getting at another huge franchise that is not known for that kind of gameplay.
Yeah. Do these games sell well?
They have to. There's like 8 Dynasty Warrior main games, and then there's a ton. It's like part of
Sterling
Musu.
buys 20 copies.
Yeah, it's part of Musu. It's like a genre, so like it's a pretty big thing. Like there's also
Yeah.
Samurai Warriors
I bought
or
one of
whatever.
I bought one of them for the PSP, and the draw distance was horrible.
Well, yeah, because you're playing it on a PSP.
That was a launch title too.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I've actually wanted to give one a chance because it reminds me a little bit, at least just like from the tidbits I've seen, is like it just reminds me of Diablo in the sense it's like here is a bunch of like shitty enemies, tap this button and watch them explode. Like that sounds good.
Yeah. Hyrule Warriors is the one I'm gonna try out.
Yeah,
because
I might ask for it for the holidays or something, but I have
you
just
won't
so
be
many
getting
games.
it from me.
What?
Mhm.
I said you won't be getting it from me.
That's good. Um, that's actually the other thing I wanted to talk about with the story. So like that's all we really know. It's announced.
Right.
Um, and let me pull it up real quick. I found a Eurogamer article right before we were about to go on that apparently when Hyrule Warriors was being made, the team making it wanted to make it sort of more like a traditional Zelda game where there'd be dungeons and you'd be facing
Mhm.
bosses in the dungeons. And it was Miyamoto's idea to make most of it in the open over the overworld.
That's
Huh.
cool. That's good.
Yeah, maybe he wanted to distinguish the game from mainline Zelda games.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
'Cause the
mainline
thing
my
is
Zelda games.
the idea that pops into my head is that like if Omega Force did that and then like he's just like kind of shamed by like, oh man, they did our formula wrong and it's awful. But that's just I don't know Miyamoto's motivations, unfortunately.
Miya motivations.
God, I would kill another man to talk to that man. And no, I
Mhm.
wouldn't. That's a joke. But
He wouldn't understand you.
no, he wouldn't. I would. Okay, I'd kill a man to talk to a translator who understood him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be in the room though. He'd just be like, if he was here, he'd totally be able to understand what you were saying because I'm here.
Uh, that would
Mhm.
suck.
So you're interested in this, Tristan? You don't like Zelda, right, Jonah?
No, not at
What
all.
is wrong with you, you piece of crap?
Uh, I don't like backtracking. If a game makes me
Wow.
backtrack, I won't play it.
Wow.
What
I
about
I
Link Between Worlds?
I don't like puzzles in games that aren't puzzle games. I hate puzzles. I hate them so much. Oh my god, I'm dumb. Like I just I just want to kill stuff. Like I don't know. Like I just want to like it's just it. Yeah, I don't know.
That's totally valid. Well, you're
It,
wrong, but yeah.
No, I know I'm wrong. I'm not
I'm
like
just
I'm not
joking.
gonna be one of those assholes who tries to like come up with some really awful argument that like Ocarina of Time is a bad game or something like because it's not. That game is incredible. It's just not for me.
Right.
Uh,
That's good.
but yes, I have tried. But like to give it the due diligence, I have tried playing Ocarina of Time 5 different times in my life, and each time, uh, I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Well,
I've
yeah.
never gotten to the end of it.
Really?
The furthest I've
Uh,
ever gotten was one temple past when you become an adult.
yeah,
I'm talking to the wrong people right here.
yeah. Gabe? Do you have the 3DS version?
Yes, that's where I
Yeah,
got that far.
yeah. Can I borrow it? Maybe I'll play it.
I mean, it's great. That's the way to play the game if you want to.
Uh huh. Yeah, I think so
Link
too.
Between Worlds. Honestly, though, um, if you don't like the puzzle stuff, Link Between Worlds is probably or especially the backtracking. That
Hmm.
game's gonna be a lot better for you because there's basically you can just buy all the items when you get money for it, and
Oh
if you have
God.
to backtrack, it's basically flying to the item shop, getting something, and then going back. Um, I didn't
Mhm.
really like that element of it because I like unlocking stuff as I get items because it's not like you have to go back a lot in Zelda. I don't think it's
Mhm.
mostly just that there might be a door and then a few minutes later you get something and then you go there. Um,
Yeah.
but different
Yeah.
strokes for different folks.
Like I said, it just I don't like dungeons in which like I just don't like the way it's set up. Like just how like yeah, this door is locked. You need this item because I just will never remember that.
Yeah,
Like it just like I said, I am
you don't have
too
that
dumb
grid
for
paper
Zelda
out there,
games.
man.
What?
You need to have that grid paper like the old people playing
Yeah.
Metroid.
Holy shit. Yeah, but no, I think it's not. I think it just comes down to I am too dumb to play a Zelda game. That's fine.
Um, so I'm just not sure about Hyrule Warriors because sort of the opposite sort of thing you said. I never played Zelda because I liked the combat. I don't think there's any people who play it exclusively for the combat or the exploration or I play it for that mix and that sense of discovery. Um, and I like the characters and the sort of charm and everything about that. Um,
Uh-huh.
and it seems like we're getting some of that out of this game, but it really is kind of a buffer because people are wondering where the hell's our Wii U Zelda,
Right.
and
And
it's
that's
apparently
fine.
in Cell Shade Land.
It's not being made by Nintendo, and even if they were, if even if it was, it'd be something different. But the thing I see with it is if it was this game based on Zelda combat, it would not be good. But from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like. I mean, it's just totally just like using the characters,
Yeah.
and the combat and stuff is
It's a
not
skin. Totally.
right. It's not Zelda combat game. It's
Yeah, I want to know where my Link's crossbow training too is, though.
yeah. Me
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
Yep.
what did that was that packaged with?
It was with the Wii Zapper.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I had one of those.
Which
'cause I
made
had,
no sense because it was like a gun, but you're like shooting a.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
Nintendo.
think I got that. Didn't that come out right at the same time as Umbrella Chronicles?
It must. Let me check actually.
Maybe.
Okay, so
I think it did.
I have
Because
no idea.
I can't imagine any other reason why I would have bought that.
okay, so it was 2007. Yeah, this sounds about right. So Umbrella Chronicles was 2007. Link's crossbow training.
Are the Chronicles games the Resident Evil rail shooters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so Link's crossbow training was 2007. So they were around the same time.
Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah. I want to know like why, just why did they make that game?
hmm
I don't know. I can't imagine it took them a lot of time or resources, but
Yeah. Yeah, just for for like a piece of plastic, you know.
yeah, or even for designing the game. I don't know. I don't know anything about development because I'm an idiot. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought,
yeah, you're an idiot.
it's just I don't mind it. I don't even like. I don't even begrudge the stupid CDI Zelda games because they're just such a weird, stupid, insane
I mean, they're
like piece of
they're
history.
at this point in time they are a positive thing because we have
Right.
enough good Zelda games to play and they give us jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the same
Totally.
reason why the Super Mario Bros. Super Show
Yeah.
is
Uh-huh.
amazing, but not the same reason why the Super Mario Brothers movie is amazing because that movie is genuinely entertaining in a weird sort of way with Dennis Hopper playing Bowser and John Leguizamo
Oh yeah, Dennis Hopper
Luigi.
playing
Luigi Mario.
Uh, yeah, we were just actually talking about the Street Fighter movie before the podcast,
yeah.
and I would recommend anybody to see that movie, even if you don't give a shit about Street Fighter. That
Yeah,
movie
definitely
is
the so bad it's good thing increases as time goes on. Because if you paid like $10 to go, I mean in today's world,
yeah.
tickets were not that expensive back then. But if you paid like $10 to go see like Super Mario Bros. The movie in theaters, you'd probably be a little bit more angry than if you saw it on Netflix or got it for $1 at Redbox or whatever. So
hmm Yeah,
I like making fun of things.
I did pay $10 though for Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li.
Wow,
And
what is that?
That I forget what year it came out. I think
The
I was in like 8th grade.
Let me check.
But yeah, if you've ever played a Street Fighter game,
18% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh wait, is Chris Klein in that movie?
I think so.
Yeah, he is. Oh, I know what you're talking about. He plays like the super way
He's like
way into it detective in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, there's just this one part because like, if you've ever played a Street Fighter game, you know who Vega is. Vega is like this super effeminate dude with like claws and a mask, and they
Michael
like,
Clark Duncan was in that too.
yeah, no, he totally was. He was actually pretty good. But yeah, and like I remember they're like Chun-Li is fighting Vega, and Vega is like this big beefy like Jason Voorhees motherfucker, and there's just this line where like Chun-Li kicks him in the face, and he's like, "You bitch!" So, like, it's just so bad.
Oh man, that is weird.
But don't see that one. See the 1994 one.
Oh my god! Didn't they then? Wasn't it like Inception? Like it was Street Fighter, then Street Fighter the movie, then they made Street Fighter the movie the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about a weird Street Fighter game, go look up Street Fighter 2010. All right. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
really know
that's-
much about
that's-
it. Just like it's a
It's
weird.
an action adventure game.
Yeah, for the NES, and it was like it had like literally nothing to do with Street Fighter in
Huh.
America,
There's
or,
only
or vice versa.
Mhm.
I think maybe in Japan it had nothing to do with Street Fighter, and here it was. Kind of, they
Uh-huh.
try to connect it to Street Fighter. I don't know which way. It
The
goes.
future is 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So here's a small little bit that we're just gonna kind of breeze on by because it's
Time.
happening and we know it. Persona 5 was a PS3 announcement. It's now going to be coming to PS4. It's supposed to be this winter, but we don't
Not
know.
just
if that's gonna
PS4
be
though,
the case.
right? PS4 and PS3.
Yes, correct. Yes, it's on both.
Yeah.
But we don't know if it's coming out this winter for us or not. Not
Mhm.
me personally.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
don't care
us,
about
like as in
JRPGs.
like U.S. or us as
Yeah,
in
Western audiences. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Generally, the Europe and U.S. releases line up, and it's just the Japan one that's off,
Right.
um, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
And yeah,
I
everyone
want to
tells
get
me
into
that
that game.
Everyone tells me Persona 4 is like the greatest JRPG ever, and I'm like, I probably still won't care, but
Yeah. Well, if you hate JRPGs as much as I do, it could be the best thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like
well, that's the thing. Like, I hate JRPGs, but I really like Chrono Trigger, and that's like the only JRPG I like.
that's so
Wow.
weird. That's so weird. Like
Is it just because it's designed by Akira Toriyama, and you
I
want to
mean,
cosplay it?
I think it's just because it's really good. I don't know.
Yeah.
The
That's why.
yeah.
story's really good.
I guess it wasn't designed by him. The character designs were.
Yeah, and the combat's it's not that stupid. Wait until I'm ready. I'm gonna attack combat. It's sort of an in between where like you have a certain amount of time to
You're
pick.
you're such a dumb American.
I fucking no. Turn-based combat is stupid, Jonah. And
Turn-based
Tristan, I don't know why I
combat,
called you Jonah.
not. It mostly is. Sometimes it's good. XCOM.
It's good in like it's good in like when you're commanding troops, but when you're one dude picking swing sword or
No,
I've been
it is
playing-
bad, except when it's Fallout.
no,
Yeah,
that's
no.
stupid.
No, we're not going to have this discussion because I'm
That's
just going
fucking
to
stupid.
my desk over.
Yeah, where's your cat? You better make sure she's not on your foot.
Yeah, no, she's sleeping in my shirt drawer right now.
Of course. Oh wait, is it that top one there?
No, here, do you want me to get her?
Yeah. Yeah, let's bring your cat out here.
Kitty
This
cat.
It's a different cat than last week. It's a kitten.
This is wonderful radio.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Or video.
That's the
TV.
cat. Yep.
Oh,
This is
she would give
Shamu.
me so many allergic reactions if I was near her.
Oh, me too. No, I'm deathly allergic to cats. I just
I'm not really that allergic. It's just I get really stuffed up and snotty and.
Wait, so are you like miserable all the time there, Jonah?
No, I just take Benadryl every single day.
Anyways,
Yeah,
video game.
yeah, video games, guys.
I just no. I love the divergence.
Mhm.
So that's not a good movie. I hate
Yeah,
Shailene Woodley.
Divergent, right?
Just
Yeah.
putting that out there. I really don't like Shailene Woodley. So Minecraft is on Xbox One and PS4 now.
Sweet.
Good.
And-
I'm gonna get the PS4 version.
You know what other system Minecraft is on?
iPod,
PlayStation.
iPad.
You can get Minecraft on Raspberry Pi.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's because Notch is a big nerd. And he
Wait,
likes
what is? Wait, what? Excuse me. What? Explain this to me.
Okay, so Raspberry Pi is this sort of like single mother or single board computer thing that's supposed to be for like teaching kids in elementary schools how to use computers.
Oh,
But
okay.
really, what it is just for people who search Newegg to make a little thing and then make like switches go up and down in their house and think it's cool.
Uh huh.
And so it's like
Weird.
$30 for one, and you can play Minecraft on it.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
weird.
that's. Speaking of that, like Tristan, like why are just like because I'm curious, why are you buying Minecraft for PS4 when it can run on any computer?
I have it on PC too.
Yeah.
But mostly it's friends. I have a friend
Yeah.
that like that does it. He has a Mac, and he doesn't use it for gaming at all. Like it's
Mhm.
not really. He doesn't like devote anything on that. So he does
Mhm.
everything on console. So he has a PS3. So I bought the PS3 version, and we've been
Mhm.
playing on that. But now it's just like I'm selfish, and I just want to play PS4.
Yeah.
version.
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking shit. I had Diablo 3 on PC, but I
PC.
bought the console version.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you just imported your character, right?
No, you can't. Not from PC to console.
Oh no, so you had to start over everything.
Yeah, I don't care.
You
I
just
mean,
played the hell out of it.
I played that game at launch, so like it's so different now. It doesn't even matter. Like my gear was so bad, probably compared to now, so like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you level up quickly though compared to me.
Yeah.
I took a break from it, I guess, though, to play Metro.
Mhm.
So yeah, someone's echoing.
Oh, it's probably me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
How
hear
about
it.
now?
We'll see. So yeah, I mean, it was a long time coming, and obviously, like the PS4 port, I guess, had failed like the certification test the first time, but now it's working, and it's
Yeah, it just kind of
kind
dropped out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And you keep thinking, wait, that's not out yet, and I guess
Yeah.
the Vita version is still not out.
No, it's yeah, it's just the.
Ooh, that would be
Xbox
fun on the
Yeah.
Vita.
Right,
That
that's what's cool. What's
touch
weird,
screen
we've
stuff.
talked about this before, is that the iPad version or the iOS version or whatever, it has like unlimited worlds, but the PS4 version and Xbox One
Hmm.
they don't. Like that's so weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I hope
it's
they.
totally weird.
You'd hope they could like fix that after the fact or something, because that's what I want. That's what I
Mhm.
Yeah, I
want.
think they're expanding them, but yeah, they're still not. It's very strange.
Yeah, it's like 16 times bigger than the previous console versions, or
Mhm.
something like that.
Now, are
But
you guys ready for some scandals?
oh
Yeah.
yes.
Give me a scandal.
Yeah, so it's been a long, long, dirty, sexy process, but Killzone, not Killzone, another game with bullshots. Aliens, Colonial Marines.
Yeah.
Oh
Early last year came out. It was terrible. Everyone basically thought so. And Sega is now pointing the finger square away at Gearbox, saying you done goofed, and that yeah, and guess who wrote this story? Not me. It was Tristan. Um, that Randy Pitchford, excuse me, I said Pitchbird, is a loose cannon
yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I like
who,
Randy
who,
Pitchford,
who
even though
beats
he's
to the
kind of weird.
dick of his own drum.
Yeah, he's not
Excuse
a
me.
cool dude.
No, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just from what I've seen of him. I guess Gearbox and all that, all the trouble with that, kind of ruined my perception of him in some way. But yeah, it's weird that for some reason when I read that email. So here's the thing: Gearbox was trying to withdraw from the class action lawsuit against Gearbox and Sega for the marketing of Aliens, Colonial Marines.
Which, of
Gearbox was
course, because it's video games, was filed by two random people who were just
right,
angry about pre-ordering it.
yeah.
Yeah.
One of whom is in jail near my hometown.
We talked about that on the show. But Gearbox was like, "Hey, we're the developer. We didn't have anything to do with that. That's the publisher's job to market it. So that was all the idea." And
Mhm.
then Sega, it's like this like clusterfuck of just like turning on each other. Then Sega's like, "Nuh-uh, you did stuff too." And then so they released a bunch of documents, kind of showing how Gearbox was involved. One of the things was like an email from a Sega brand manager guy who was like the phrase.
Yeah,
Do you have the phrase there, Gabe?
his name was Matt Iyer.
Right. And what was the exact thing that he said?
So it was a long sort of. Let's see, where's the
It's
exact
like
quote?
he was talking
It's,
about like
it's Randy doing whatever the fuck he likes.
right, because like Randy Pitchford would like reveal things about the game that Sega wouldn't like kind of clear him to talk about, and then they reference the fact that he would do that for Borderlands 2, and like that he's like well known for that, I guess, in the industry. But
Mm.
it was like fascinating, these things. I didn't include everything in the article because Jason Schreier, who did the Kotaku piece, did a great job on it, so I just sourced it and whatever. But there's a lot of images there, and it was kind of fascinating how like the marketing goes. You figure it's pretty manipulative, but like it kind of reveals a little bit more. It's funny how they refer to Randy Pitchford as like not an internet celebrity, but as like a key figure or something in the
Uh-huh.
industry or whatever, and that his word will sway people and stuff like that. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
You figure that's how it goes in any industry though, but it's just weird to see it like that.
Yeah, it's weird too. Like the first finger pointing started, I think, with Sega saying that Gearbox had taken money that was supposed to be for this game and putting it into Borderlands originally
Oh,
to
right.
get it off the ground, which is even weirder to think about when you consider the fact that that's almost this studio's whole legacy at this point, is making those
Right.
games. Before they were
Brother in
mostly known
Arms.
before they were mostly known for the Brothers in Arms series.
And the
Um,
two
The
exquisite.
Halo PC port was
Yes,
Yeah, I
Gearbox,
was
they
gonna say
did do that.
and that was one of the
exquisite,
best ports ever. So
Half-Life expansions as well.
Yeah, they did. I
Those
have
are
them
good.
sitting on my what's the name of those? I have those sitting on here.
Blue Shift and Opposing Decay. That's not what it is.
Opposing. I think it's just
Forces and Blue Shift. Yeah. And Decay is one of them.
Lost Coast was another one too. I don't know. I don't
that
think
was
they
a
did.
Half-Life 2 thing. That
Yeah.
wasn't them. It was just
yeah, that was a
like-
Half-Life 2 tech demo. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that sitting on my Mac right now.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I don't know when this story is going to end, but it's certainly entertaining and it's fun to think about.
You know what? The
Yeah.
end is going to be so underwhelming. Like they're going to have to pay some money or something, and it'll just be like, well, that was dumb.
It'll set a
Yeah,
precedent though.
I want it to come out because I remember there were rumors that apparently they were using some of the budget that Sega gave them to make Colonial Marines, and they used it on Borderlands 2 instead.
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You're cutting out a little bit. Did that actually happen?
I guess it's
well,
rumors.
That's the thing. We don't know.
Yeah, it's just a rumor. Yeah, if that came out, that would be like a big deal.
It's
That would
funny
be-
because Borderlands is such a good game.
I
Borderlands
know.
1 and 2.
Because they were actually making it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the whole
exactly.
thing about the Colonial Marines thing is that they didn't make it mostly. They shipped it out, and then like at the very end they're like, oh, okay, this is good, and then they shipped it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's I never played that game, and I don't know. I might, I was considering going back and playing it for history's sake.
You can get the big collector's edition for like $30 or something.
It's so funny seeing like the official site because I went to the official site to get images and stuff, and it's like so like it's just weird to see it still presented as if like no one knows.
Yeah.
It's still a bunch of bullshots.
What? What? It's still a bunch of what?
Bullshots.
I guess. What is that? I mean, I don't know.
Bullshit screenshots.
Well, yeah, and it's like I guess it said like the UK site when I clicked like when I was looking in the Google thing, the Google thing, but
Mhm.
yeah, it was just like it's just funny to see it. Like there's like praise quotes around stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah. Best of E3 and.
It's
shit
funny
like
because
that.
like old games never had that, right? Like there's like the infamous ET, but you can't find the official site for the ET game anymore.
Because there wasn't an internet.
Right, I know. That's why it's funny to see like this kind of reception after the fact, and that this like seeing the Space Jam site, but that's also entertaining for other reasons.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that is perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next up, we have a release date now for Mortal Kombat X, which is April 14th, for both new gen and last gen systems as well as PC. And Goro will be a pre-order bonus.
Boo.
Fuck you. Fuck everything about
Yeah.
this story.
Yep. Hashtag free Goro. Spread the
Like
word.
I tried not to
Miyazaki.
editorialize too harshly in that thing, but I guess I should have because that's messed up. I think.
Uh-huh. No,
Hey,
absolutely.
there's something I can rant about pre-order bonuses and how they suck. 'Cause
Yeah.
they do.
Well, I mean, especially considering it's a fighting game and like
Right.
and in fighting games, like just with the whole competitive scene and stuff, in like the interest of fairness, everyone should have access to those characters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, balancing is key to
mhm.
in terms of like how the characters play and also in terms of who gets access to those characters.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows, man? Maybe there's going to be some like potential Evo player that would
Yeah,
have really
totally.
kicked ass as Goro, but he didn't pre-order it, so he
Well, at
lost his shot.
some point, it's gonna come, especially for Goro. Like it's gonna come eventually.
As
It's
DLC.
gonna be paid
yeah.
DLC. It won't. I doubt it'll be free.
Speaking of which,
Oh,
so
no.
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is available right now as a PS Plus game, and I paid $12 to get the DLC for it.
Gross. Why'd you do that?
That's a fun
Because
game.
I really wanted Cat from Gravity Rush.
I had a lot of fun with that game when that came out, but I haven't. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I haven't played it lately. But
I've been playing it just for trophies. I've been going through the arcade things. They're so easy to get. It's like 20 minutes for each character, and then you get a trophy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty fun. I think.
Yeah,
it's fun.
it's a good game. It's not as good as Smash, and it's still
Obviously
totally
not.
but anyway, before we go on to the next scheduled story on here, I want to mention one thing. So BlizzCon,
Speaking
they
of
did
people ripping people off.
yeah, so they did this last year actually, apparently, but BlizzCon offers something called a virtual ticket. And so with this virtual ticket, you get access to all the panels, and you can see interviews. You can watch the community contest, talent show, and costume competition. You can watch the closing ceremony, and you get some digital content for your Blizzard games, and it costs $40. You
So
idiots.
basically, you're paying $40 to go to a major outlet and look at their coverage of stuff.
And get like some horse armor.
Some in-game, cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, and there's a really cool deal out now where you can pay $0 and watch all of it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the thing too. They showed this closing ceremony. So my favorite band did the closing ceremony last year for BlizzCon, and
Spice Girls.
yeah, Posh just killed it. Anyway, that whole concert you can watch it on YouTube, like immediately after it aired.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, even if they're going to try to DMCA shit, it's going to be up there somewhere. So if you really care, you'll be able to see it for free.
Yeah, and
Anyway, so like,
Yeah,
this deal is stupid.
yeah.
It's not
It'd
a
be
deal.
one thing to attend it, but
Yeah, it would have been $200 to attend it, and it's sold out. But
right.
Yeah.
yeah, but you also got a goodie bag in that deal that came with some like vinyl figurines.
hmm
So do you guys remember at E3 last year the Peggle 2 guy?
Vaguely.
Yeah. Was he like really excited about Peggle or something?
Yeah, so he left
Okay, that's
PopCap.
what it was.
No.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be working at grist.org on an environmental news nonprofit, is what he
Wow.
said.
So he is going way out of bounds with what?
And he said he might make games of it eventually, but it says, quote, "For now, I'm going to focus on getting some space so I can appreciate the last 15 years."
Good
So
on
yeah,
him.
at
I
least,
don't know.
Okay.
at least PopCap without any of its founders anymore. But
Cat Pop?
obviously, yeah, Cat Pop. Before they did, Peggle and Plants vs Zombies, they were known more for Bejeweled and Bookworm as well. And Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, if you own, actually at this point, either next-gen system, I'd say, and you like shooters at all, definitely get that game. It's really, really fun.
I mean, has PopCap made a bad game ever?
Well, no,
They probably
design-wise.
have some, their site. I remember their site had just like general browser games, but I guess that was also.
Yeah,
Those
that
were
was,
good,
that was
too.
very early on, yeah. Very early on, they were doing like Java stuff.
Right.
But
No,
yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I played. Yeah, I think like Bookworm was available in
Right.
Java and shit, and I played that.
Those weren't even bad. I mean, I'm just saying that like maybe those aren't as high profile or.
Yeah, but they're
I mean,
like they've
Kevin,
always been good.
it's such a marketable thing. That's the thing. Like merchandise, you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, Garden Warfare is great. I played more of that than pretty much anything else on my Xbox One.
Really?
I keep coming back to it.
I'll come over and play it sometime because I'd like to give it a try.
Yeah, no, I'll. Thanks for inviting me though.
You live across the country.
Oh yeah.
He lives 5 minutes away.
Yeah, I mean just stop over, man. You know.
Yeah.
I got Mountain Dew Code Red in the fridge, man. Help yourself. I don't know.
And a cat.
Yeah. But
I
that
hope he
sucks
never
that
gets
he
that.
left PopCap. It
Yeah,
sucks.
but it's cool that he's doing what he wants. It's not like he was like, forced out or PopCap's going under. You know what I mean? It's just like he's just kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way they'd go under. They might cut
No,
staff or something.
I mean obviously not. I'm just saying like the reason why other people leave key positions at other companies.
So, next thing, this will be a talking point, I think, because it doesn't bode well. Layoffs have hit Zenimax Online, the guys who made Elder Scrolls Online. And so I just kind of want to open this up to you guys about can a mobile, or excuse me, an MMO succeed at all that isn't Guild Wars 2?
Yeah, if you don't have to pay a stupid fee every month.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think everybody wants MMOs. I mean, just think about all the nerds who have wanted a Pokemon MMO forever.
God, that'd be so good.
And I mean, like Destiny is sort of an MMO, like it's got that, and that definitely appeals. I mean, look at DayZ. Like DayZ, you could consider that an MMO. You got like 100 people on a server. So absolutely, an MMO can survive in today's age. Just not one that's World of Warcraft, but in first person.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, there are some other examples, and I mentioned this game when I talk about Destiny a lot, 'cause there's a lot of similarities. But Defiance, not only now on PS3 is there no subscription, but you can play it for free. And it's a game that studio also, Tryon Worlds, was hit with layoffs.
They make a bunch of other MMOs, don't they? Tryon Worlds.
Yeah. They also did Rift. But yeah, Tryon Worlds. I don't know the extent to what their staff was cut, but God, Destiny was not very good. But the show's still going on, and apparently its ratings are still pretty good on Sci-Fi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Destiny, you mean Defiance?
Excuse me, Defiance.
Yeah. That game hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
God, Defiance. All right, a Destiny TV show. What the hell?
Are you talking about the Daniel Craig movie, where he's in World War II?
Yeah, but that movie was pretty good.
Okay, good. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I saw that movie in theaters back in the day.
I remember wanting to see it. I never did for some reason.
Yeah, Liev Schreiber's in that too.
Dude, I love him.
Yeah.
I would kiss him if he was Sabretooth in real life.
That movie sucked, dude.
I liked him in that movie.
X-Men Origins Wolverine is horrible.
That movie's
horrible.
Good. The movie's not good, but I like him in it.
I saw that movie 3 months before it came out because my cousin was a talent agent in Hollywood.
Wow.
And somehow he picked up a copy of it, so I saw it.
Does your uncle work for Nintendo?
No, my uncle works for Yu-Gi-Oh, and he designs the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so he just
works
gives
for
it to me. No, I had a kid on the bus tell me that once.
I
and-
didn't even pull that bullshit. I wanted Exodia when I was like 7, so my mom
Uh-huh.
just drew it on cardstock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good. I remember I got ripped off for a counterfeit Blue Eyes White Dragon, and the entire title was in English.
Those are really rare, man.
Yeah, it said
You can get that in
white
any paperback.
dragon with blue eyes. White was misspelled.
I actually get. We're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh right now, and it's totally okay. I think I was in the 3rd grade, maybe not even that old, and I got a booster pack that had like a special sparkly Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still have
There
it
is-
I
somewhere.
played Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. I had a huge stack. Like I had a lot of cards.
Mhm.
None of them were good. Like I
Yeah.
just, or
I
maybe
think
I was
cheated
just
in
awful.
Yu-Gi-Oh. I tore one of my cards and I put a little piece of tape on it, and so I always knew where it was in the deck.
Oh, you're a cheater.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was more of a Pokemon guy. I played the Pokemon TCG when I was
I never
little.
played any trading card games really. I just liked. I had Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. And I had the Lord of the Rings trading card game I think at some point. And I just
Yeah.
liked the cards.
I played Magic very briefly as well. Actually, the one that I got most into probably was the World of Warcraft card game.
Yeah, I heard
Wow.
that wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was cool. It's kind of like Hearthstone, except there's like a co-op element to it, so you can play each other, and you have like
Mhm.
your hero, and he has weapons, and then you have like it's very similar to Hearthstone, except that you can get these expansion packs that one person plays as the dungeon basically,
Oh,
and they
that's
play
cool.
and they can play with the boss, and it comes with a treasure pack or a loot pack of cards. So when you beat him, you open up the pack and you give them out to people.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
that's cool.
awesome.
Yeah, so they just discontinued it about a year ago, I think. Finally.
Yeah. Maybe
Unfortunately.
I like because speaking of just card games, I've been playing. I mentioned it on the last podcast. I've been playing the Pokemon Online TCG. And if
Mhm.
you're interested in that at all, like I would check it out because it's really weirdly good. And like all of the cards in it are like scans of real Pokemon cards, which is cool.
And it's free, isn't it?
Yeah, it's free and it doesn't gouge you at all. The way their kind of free to play model hasn't been introduced yet, like because their second currency is going to roll out soon. But the way they've been doing it is that if you buy a pack of Pokemon cards now, it comes with a code, and you'll get
Right.
a virtual one too,
That's
which
cool.
is really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Magic
so
should
that's
do
how
that.
people get good cards like that. That is their current
I
like.
think they just keep doing it that way. That seems like a really smart way to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's not too grindy either to like get booster packs, and it's always fun even digitally to open up a pack of Pokemon cards, you know. and see
How
what
many
you get.
packs of Pokemon cards have you bought?
In the game?
No, like in real life to do that.
Just
Oh, fuck me, I don't know. Dozens probably. I mean, yeah, I have a lot of Pokemon cards, but no, I actually like played the game. So I have like a legit deck and shit, like the
Which
map
are there
and the
codes like
coins.
back from in the day that you can still use that were used for something
No,
else?
not at
Okay.
all. No, not today. No,
Just the new packs of them.
Yeah, everything has so much more hit points and stuff like that. Yeah, you get creamed if you used an original deck.
Oh, that sucks.
But I still have some cool rare cards. I have 2 fucking shiny Gyarados. So fuck you guys. Yeah, it's red.
How many
so
magic
blue.
cards do you have?
But
0.
You don't have any
Uh,
magic carps?
do I have what?
You have any magic carps?
No. Oh, Magikarp? Oh
Yeah.
no, for shiny Gyarados you didn't have to evolve it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a standard Pokemon. That's what's so cool about it.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, God.
Anyways,
Let's move on. Yeah. So we were talking about Destiny a little bit. So this is really, really cool. And you can read this on Joystick and a bunch of other websites. And Bungie posted a piece about it themselves. If you have the PS3 or the 360 version of Destiny, that game digitally, I should add, that game, and then any like expansion content that you get for it, you can upgrade to the next gen version of whatever system, the family of systems. So if you had on PS3 and you bought the season pass, you can then upgrade it to the PS4 version for free, and you get the season pass as well.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
did not expect them to do that.
That is really, really neato.
It is promotions like that that will sell next gen consoles. I think.
Right? Yeah, I think so.
I think that is probably the best way to sell next gen consoles to people who, for don't want one or not people who don't want one, but people who just can't afford it.
Like
At the
even
moment.
as opposed to like putting games that are locked behind that investment. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like games that are exclusive. Maybe it's a little bit better because you give them the game on, PS3, 360, and then they love it, and they're like, well, maybe this kind of thing could be made better on the next thing, and
Mhm.
eventually this will only be available on, on the new consoles. Because doing this forever for the entire system of or the entire run or cycle of PS4 and Xbox One would obviously be
You see, I don't
ridiculous.
think
But
that this is gonna make people upgrade though, because if you can play the game on one system, I don't think that's just being able to play a slightly better version is gonna sell
Uh,
hardware. The only way I think that
it
would work,
will.
the only way I think that would work is if they did not make future expansions available on last gen, and if they made you upgrade
dude,
to,
people
to get that stuff.
people buy an iPhone every year. Why? Like it's like the
Not the
the
same people.
No, that's true. No, that is true. But like, there's just something. I feel like there's something of like if this was a recurring thing, where like you gotta walk a fine line where like if every game did this, obviously people would just stick with PS3. But if there's these big games like Destiny, and you
Mhm.
you play it like that, and you might see like what it looks like on the next one, and you've played it, you're like, well, maybe it will be like that
Mhm.
much better. It might drive it. If the whole industry did it,
Mhm.
obviously that would be reductive and make no sense. But with certain games, I think it's kind of a neat.
Yeah, and I mean, and also think about like what time Destiny is coming out. It's not a November release; it's a September release. So, let's say I'm a little kid or whatever, and I don't have, a next gen console, and I'm getting one for Christmas. So I buy the game, I can play it for three
Yeah.
months, which is a pretty substantial amount of time. Uh, and then I get an Xbone for Christmas or whatever, and your character transfers over and everything. Like
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
awesome.
this is definitely a benefit to people who are planning on doing that, but I don't think it's going to be the catalyst that makes someone want to get an next gen system.
Maybe
I
not
mean, it
for
could.
everyone, but yeah, I don't know.
I think this will definitely not. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be like a huge spike, but like, I think is a demographic of people out there that will be like, oh, I can play this game on the next gen. Like people, people who are on the fence, and then like, that's a good deal. I can play this game. I don't have to spend $120, for
Yeah,
both copies.
Okay. So
interesting.
moving on, we have two reviews as of this writing for this week. So BlazBlue, Clonephantasma, and The Fall. Neither of them scored well. You can go read all about the problems that Michael had in The Fall on a technical level, and then zillions of other problems that Austin had with BlazBlue.
The problem being the entire game apparently for Austin.
Yeah, and it was mostly crashing and stuff for The Fall, but you can go read those.
Right.
Two other games that came out this week that we didn't get to, we will talk about now. First, this has been a shit show for EA, The Sims 4.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. I bought that game for my girlfriend.
No.
Are you planning on breaking up with her?
No. No,
Well, you're gonna.
She might break up with you after
No, I'm
playing.
not. You can't tell me what to do. No, The Sims is like one of the few games she plays. Like,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah,
And
it's always had a good female following too.
and
It has.
and so she I remember when she's told me like Sims 3, she like was like, oh, this is cool, but then she always went back to Sims 2, and so I was like, oh, please don't let this be one of those situations where I get her Sims 4 and then she goes to Sims 2 back. But I don't know yet because I mean I got it a couple days ago, and things are going on, so I don't know how much she's been playing it, but yeah, apparently it's not getting
Flat out missing
not being
features.
received
Yeah.
well.
So it has a
What exactly is
71,
like the Metacritic?
71 right now.
Well, I mean that's not awful, but like compared to
3.7 for user score, of course. But most of them
well,
probably don't have the game.
you never look at
Yeah.
the user score.
So probably zeros are on there right now.
Uh,
But I mean, what is what relatively to like Sims 3 and 2 is that? Like,
Let's check right now. So Sims 3.
because I have a feeling like a lot of people loved Sims 3, and that's why this is kind of like getting.
So
I
The
don't-
Sims 3 has an 86.
Okay, that's pretty
Sims 2
damn
is
good.
probably not on here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no,
a
it
little
is.
too old,
The
huh?
Sims 2 has a 90.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
so I only played the Sims Deluxe Edition, the first one, and I played Bustin' Out on Game Boy Advance, which is
wow.
great.
That's not a Sims game.
That's weird. Yeah, that was not.
The Sims busting out on Game Boy Advance is fucking amazing, though. But anyway, in Deluxe Edition, I have a story to tell.
Okay.
This is the best. This is like the best moment of me ever playing a game on PC. So there was a character in The Sims named Mortimer, and I don't remember his wife's name. I think it might have been Valentina or something like that. They're Goth. Excuse me.
Mortimer was a guy?
Yeah, it's Mortimer Goth.
Huh.
I thought Mortimer was a woman's name, but
That is not a woman's name. And so, for some reason, my character, I decided Valentina or whatever her name, she had to be mine, and Mortimer was married to her, and so he was getting in the way. It just so happened that Mortimer was also a dick, and so he'd come over to my house unannounced and start fucking around with all my shit. So one day he tried to cook something on the stove, and he lit himself on fire. Instead of putting him out, I took pictures of it, and then I married her and adopted their kid.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So until our computer broke, our old computer, I had pictures of Mortimer burning to death. Saved.
Yeah,
I think my whole
never,
kitchen lit on fire in that instance, but it was worth it.
I've never played a Sims game, so I had no idea.
Get busted out on Game Boy Advance.
No, I think I'm good.
Don't do it.
I had no
Yeah.
idea like what was good or bad with what was coming in about the news about it. Like, it's dumb that they're getting rid of ladders or pools or whatever and toddlers.
They're getting rid of pools. But that's part of the morbid fun of The Sims, is killing them in fun ways like that. Like, the other thing I do in The Sims is if child support started coming, or child services came to take my child away for negligence, I'd lock them in a room that they couldn't get out of. So,
Yeah, that proves that you're an
Permanent
awful person. But no, it's just maybe it's just like the law of diminishing returns with these games, because at some point, like, how much more of a life can you?
I don't think it is, though. I think they just generally are fucking up. They're releasing a lot less content, and they're focusing on the wrong things. And it's a path that The Sims, or that EA's been going on for a while. SimCity is a smaller version.
Well,
of
that's
SimCity.
true. Yeah, that is weird. I thought when they would rebrand SimCity that it would be the most definitive way to play.
Well, it's EA.
Right, but I mean, before I consider that, if you just hear the new SimCity is just called SimCity and like all these features and things,
That's why it sold well.
yeah, you'd hope it would. God, I'm still seeing news stories about that game. Like, modders have found a way to actually make the world bigger or stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
like,
I just saw that too.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny when that game got announced that they said so much shit like it can't run without the servers and stuff.
And then a week later, a pirated version without that came out.
Yeah, they cracked it and it got in. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh well,
Yeah.
Sims 4. I made myself in that game. I look pretty hot.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
it too, or did you make it at hers?
No, I at her house, and I
Yeah.
look pretty hot, mostly because it's hard to make yourself look ugly when you're a video game character like that.
That's not true.
No, I mean,
Watch me make Dark Souls characters at Jonah's
Well,
place.
I mean in that game specifically. I guess you can make them ugly in that game, but
Yeah.
anyway.
I don't know. I just think there's something to be said about a game or like a sequel, I guess, that has less features
Yeah,
than
that's weird.
one of the earlier games that came out in 2004.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what series has kind of done that before, but
I mean, out of that, I mean that's what they did with SimCity too.
I guess it's mostly games like that because it's not like you're going like technically Super Mario Sunshine has less features, and you know what I mean. Like there's like you don't think of it in that way, like you would like a simulation game, especially.
Yeah,
like a game
well, like
that,
Forza
or a
Motorsport
realistic
5.
game, I guess.
Yeah, Forza had like less than half the cars that 4 did.
Yeah, less
Well,
than half the
that is
cars
weird.
and less than half the maps.
I guess it's more relevant to realistic games because like that's something that you look for, or simulation games or whatever.
Mm.
I think it's
Yeah.
just certain companies, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta sell those expansions, man. DLC.
Yeah.
So, the last game that came out, this is free right now if you're a PS Plus subscriber on both Vita and PS4, Velocity 2X. Tristan, have you had a chance to play this one at all?
No, I'm gonna get to it soon though. I'm
it's
trying
cool.
to beat some games before I get to it, but yeah, I want to get to it.
I've only played a couple levels of it so far, but it is really, really fun.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's you see the ship stuff a lot, but it's like half ship combat and exploration stuff, and half like running around sort of. It sort of feels like Strider almost, like the movements and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that new game, by the way, that new Strider game. But
Oh, I like it a lot.
Really?
I like
Yeah,
it.
I've really
it's so boring.
I mean, the story's not interesting, but the combat feels really good.
Yeah, it does. That's true.
I don't know. I just saw the words in the Metascore of a puzzle platformer. I don't know how I feel about that.
It
Yeah,
doesn't feel like
I think
it's not a puzzle platformer. The game is super fast. You're not stopping.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
It's
I don't
like
know
you
why
might
that would
redo
be.
a level to get a little bit better score, but it's not like you're stopping like, what
Well,
do I
yeah.
do here? It's just like shit, go.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
cool game from what I've seen. I haven't played it yet, but
yeah. I think the first one's super cheap. So this is we talk about this a lot, but it's kind of still the idea that PS Plus hasn't been holding up its value. The other games, so Sports Friends, which I haven't tried yet, but it's sitting on my PS4. I just
Yeah.
need the room.
Well, yeah. We should play that at some
Yeah.
point.
And then PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Mm.
Which we were just talking about, and I've been really, really enjoying that game. Just playing it,
Mhm.
it's a
just playing
great
through the
game for
story stuff.
PlayStation Plus because it's PlayStation history, and
Yeah.
you're getting PlayStation Plus. You're obviously kind of into that thing, so that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Plus Fat Princess because she's really an all-star.
I
She is.
mean,
Um,
wasn't that game good though?
I didn't like it that much.
Oh, the Fat
Okay.
Princess game.
Yeah, I played it a bit. I played it
haven't
at a
played it.
friend's house once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a multiplayer sort of.
Isn't it like Tower Defense?
Yeah, sort of, but you're trying to like get
Real-time
stuff to other
strategy.
places. Yeah, sort of like that, with like some. Yeah, it's I don't know. I didn't really care for it. And then Parappa the Rappa, I hated having to hear that stupid rap he did every time he had a level 3 super in that game. But
Yeah, my friend mained as him for a while. We'd play this game regularly. He mained as him, and he would always intentionally, even though he could beat me before, he would intentionally get to level 3 just because he knew I hated it. I would literally go berserk every
I
time.
can't believe. Yeah, the
He would
worst.
like he
I
would
was
like
terrible with
just love it.
Sackboy.
I'm like, ugh.
I was really
Huh?
bad with Sackboy.
Yeah, I was pretty good with Kratos and Noriko,
Yeah, I'm good with both of them. I'm good with
and I think they're both
Raiden.
like considered OP characters, so it's like kind of
They are. Yeah.
especially
Who
Kratos.
else?
I know he is.
I'm good. I'm okay with Parappa. I'm not good.
Yeah,
But
me
like I
too.
said, I'm terrible with Sackboy.
I'm pretty good with that princess, actually. Let me tell you,
I'm horrible with Ratchet.
I'm pretty good with him.
Um,
Anyways, it turned the podcast turns into us like ranking the.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
just talk about
All-Stars characters.
which characters do you think they should include in the next PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale?
Ice
I want-
God damn
That's
it.
gonna
I
happen.
want Dig Dug. I want.
Has that even had a PlayStation port?
Pac-Man.
No, there's definitely been a
Mega
Dig Dug
Man.
game on PlayStation. I think the reboot of him, like the Mr. Driller thing,
Oh,
was
okay, yeah.
originally on PlayStation.
There was a
PlayStation 1.
DS game that came out in like 2005 that was a Dig
Yeah.
Dug.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like I mentioned this in. Wait, did that even go up yet? Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
go
it's up.
I mentioned that in my in my Dig Dug thing that I wrote about. That like his name is like Tazo Hori or whatever, because like there's like a whole like canon and like backstory.
Well, they retconned that though.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that recently. I think they said like his name is Dig Dug, but I was like, yeah, no matter what you say, it's Dig Dug. That's
Yeah.
his name.
Anyway, so we're gonna wrap this up here. Hopefully, if you guys didn't see, we also did a live stream yesterday. You can watch this on our YouTube channel or on invisiblegamer.net right now. We're calling it Endurance Test, and we're just getting stomped in Diablo 3 Reaper Souls on PS4. So
Yep.
be sure to check that out. We'll be having more content coming soon.
Also-
and yeah, we will see you.
Also, read a thing that I wrote. The Curious
Yes.
Street of Religion video games. Read that.
Yeah. It's
For plugging
pretty great.
stuff. Read that.
Yeah.
You're really, really way too close to your mic right now, by the way.
Read it.
Please. Yep, and I'll be reviewing the Metro Redux. Is it Redux or Redo? I always.
They would not call it redo.
Yeah. Well, it could be French, dude. I don't fucking.
Oh,
They're Ukrainian.
Yeah. Well, but Redux.
the word is French. Maybe.
Yeah, the word.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm reviewing those games, and I liked one a lot, and I'm not liking the other one. I'll probably be finishing that second
That's
game
a
up.
tease for you folks.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, see which one I like and which one I don't like. The
Yeah.
results may shock you.
Tune in
12,
next
12 ways
time.
the results of this game might.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, we're let's end this now. We will
Bye,
see you
Gabe.
next week. Bye bye.
All right. Goodbye.
See you later.